Thank you for recording. All right, great to see you all. Here we go with a screen share in a moment. And again, this is last week. This was an 11-day-old drop, so contemporary, very contemporary Rome practice. And this is a 7/8 rhythm here. You can hear it? See if you can remember the rhythm before it starts. All right, I'm going to stop there. Here we are back in the land of our drums and our own musical imaginations. Welcome back. I'm excited to wrap up this class with you all. Thank you for being here. We're going to do a lot of review of 4 or 5 rhythms that we've worked on over the course of this month, and we have a couple special requests for particular little niche topics we're going to get into, and I'll sort of fold those in. So let's get playing, by which I mean let's start by singing, because we always start by singing. And there's Erica. Hi, Erica. Nice to see you. I'm glad that worked out again. Welcome back. Thank you for moderating, as always. And I see that Rachel's here, too. Thank you to Rachel, the general manager of the EEFC, who helps make sure that these classes, online classes, run smoothly and is always sort of on deck for us if we need her. Appreciate that. So, can anyone sing our basic rhythm for Sasakro? And I am saying Sasakro. I don't actually know for sure how it's pronounced. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I've also seen it written, that word written Sasakro, Sasakro. So it's a word in Romanesque, and I don't know what it means, and the Romanesque speakers in my life who I've seen in the past week also don't know what it means. So, for full disclosure, that's where we're at. Can anyone start by singing the basic rhythm that we just heard? Go ahead, unmute yourself and go for it.
I can sing it if you want.
Great, yeah.
Okay. Room ta 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 tum tum ta. Room ta 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 tum tum ta.
Cool. Can you do that once more? You lost me for a second there.
Room ta 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 tum tum ta. Room ta 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 tum tum ta, room ta, tata, tata, tum tum ta.
Cool. And I'm curious, is this your memory of it, or are you looking at notation?
No, I'm looking at notation.
Cool, because it was so close. Um, and I had a feeling that the mistake I was hearing was not a listening mistake, but was a visual mistake. So you're right. It starts room tat and then two tats, but the tats are just on the beat. Room tat 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 is how the second bar starts. So room tat 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 tum tum tat room tat 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 tum tum tat. Right. So if I'm clapping the basic beat while I'm holding my drum and sitting on a stool and admitting someone to the class, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Room, tat, 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 tat. Room, tum, tat, room, tat, 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 tat. Room, tum, tat, room, tat, 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 tat. Tum, tum, tat, room, tat, 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 tat. Tum, tum, tat. And the hallmark of this rhythm for me is how it divides that first long beat in half, exactly in half. We have a grouping of 3 that's divided. It's like it's doubled down into 6, and the middle one is chosen. So 1, 2, 3, like that is 1, 2, and 3. Room, tap, tap. So you get this even sounding rhythm, and then all of a sudden you realize that's not what the actual pulse is. It's a syncopation. Room, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap. Room, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap. Everyone sing along. Here we go. Room, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap. Room, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap. Room, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap. Air drumming now. Tap, 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 tap. Room, tap, 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 tap. Toom, toom, tap. Room, tap, 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 tap. Toom, toom, tap. Room, tap, 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 tap. Toom, toom, tap. Room, tap, 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 tap. Toom, toom, tap. All right, let's put it on the drum. So we're going to do things a little differently tonight. Let's see if I can get you a little better. There we go. I think you can see me front on and from the side, and the Matmo window. As always, if you want to pin those two, you'll be able to see me from 2 different angles. I'm going to just play, because this is a review. I'm going to play, and you can play along with stuff tonight instead of me talking through it as much. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so one of the questions that was raised was, can we talk about how to ghost, how to add quiet filler beats with the beater, okay? And this is a perfect example of a rhythm that gives you a good opportunity for that, to sort of fill out and trick out your rhythm a little bit. So before we do that, we need to learn a piece of vocabulary. And if you've taken class with me before, you know this piece of vocabulary because I always teach it. It's super important. It is 3 strokes. A loud switch, tap, a very quiet boom, and then a quiet tap. So it's one full stroke with a switch and a ghosted note with a beater, ghosted note with a switch. It sounds like this. Okay? Everyone air drum it and say it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Tap, to tap, to tap, to tap, to tap, to tap, to tap. And it should sound a little bit sing-songy, like there's one loud sound and then two quiet ones. Tap, tap, to tap, to tap, to tap. Okay? Let's all do that from slow to fast, back to slow. And it's gonna, you can try and follow me if you want, or just ignore me and do your own thing for a second here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So hopefully you're asking yourself, why is he teaching us this bizarre little thing? It is a piece of vocabulary that is used in Tapan playing all over the place, in a lot of different syncopations and a lot of different traditions and styles. And it helps us learn how to use a quiet beater and a quiet switch in context, right? So it's a great piece of vocabulary to practice because you get used to shading your switch with loud and soft, and you get used to playing strokes close together, you know, in time, fast, of different volumes. So let's see. Right. So in this Sasakro pattern, we're starting right now with, we hear room, tap, tap. Now if we wanted to fill that and ghost it, we would do it like this. Room, tap, right? There's our loud tap. So we'll add this little piece of vocabulary. And there's the room, tap, tap, big accented structural pulses of our rhythm. So not filled, filled, not filled, filled. So 1, 2, 3, not filled, then filled, and so real slowly, I'm playing that filled pattern. I'm playing boom, ta, ta, boom, ta, ta. Okay? Room. I'll say it and air drum it. Room, to tap, to tap. All right? So let's just talk conceptually for a second. Why am I teaching you how to ghost bass notes in this context? Well, ghosted bass notes most often come after a loud switch attack. You might ask yourself, or me, well, Matt, why don't they come before a strong switch attack? And that is exactly what I asked myself this afternoon as I was responding to Chris's request to talk about this. And it was the first time I'd sort of broken it down intellectually, like, why is it played like this? And I think that you do occasionally have them come in right before a switch stroke, but in Balkan drumming, I think that that produces a very dramatic boom bap, like low to high sound exchange very quickly, that feels a little more shocking than leading up to a switch stroke with a quiet switch stroke, which produces more of the sort of rolling, filling sound that is produced, that we're looking for in Balkan drumming. So that's the quickest answer I can sort of come up with on that. It makes sense to me. I may not have articulated it really well, but I'll just play it, right? Like if I try to switch it around, I've never tried to do this. Let's see if this works. So, right, if I filled it the other way, put the boom in before the switch, I would get. And that's much more, it almost sounds hip-hoppy, right? Right, it has a boom to a bap sort of feeling, and not the sort of rolling bravado of sustaining a dance line for a long time in that even way. So here it is again. Okay, here it is again. So if I play it fast, you see what I mean? That boom isn't as shocking. There are places where it'll come before a switch stroke, and I'll show you that later. But let's just get used to that a little bit, and also fill in the next one. Here's the other place where it's very typical. Let me just play for a second. Before or after, to fill in when you're doing 3 fast switch strokes in a row. Because playing 4 fast switch strokes in a row 4 or 5, is a real jump in level of difficulty, I feel, from playing 3. Many of us can play 3. And so instead of, if you want to fill, it's just very easy to play 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm playing tap, boom, tap, boom, tap, boom, tap, boom. Right? If I want to sound this dagga, 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 I can do it with tap, boom, tap, 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 boom, tap, 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 boom. So it's the same thing. The quiet boom comes after the first tap. Let's just all do that. Tap, boom, tap, boom, tap, boom, tap, boom, So if we use these 2 ideas, we start to fill this pattern like this. Right? That's the first bar. It will alternate non-filled and filled. Very slow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Before we play that together, does anyone have any questions about that? Chris, is that making sense to you?
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you so much for covering that. The only thing I wanted to ask on that very quickly, I don't want to take up too much of the class's time. You know, from the last series or class series that we had last year around this time in November. You were saying, I think it was in the last lesson, I can't remember. You were saying that you can add wherever you can add like ghosted. I asked a question about, I notice a lot from the Macedonian drummers and stuff like that. They play a lot of ghosted booms, and you're saying you can feel free to add them in at certain places. And I did that on some of the old classes. Like I've been practicing and watching those, and when you learn the rhythm, because the way I remember the rhythm, I sing it and I learn it, and then obviously try to apply it on the drum. Because you said if you can sing it, you can play it. But then when I add I think you said you call a ghosted boom and
Yes.
it sort of ruins the singing. Like it doesn't ruin it, makes you change. Like you've got two different rhythms because you've got one for the one without the ums, and then you've got another one. So it's like trying to remember both, you know what I mean? So I don't know, do you just add it in anywhere, or like what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, super interesting question. And it depends a lot on what we mean by rhythm. I think that there's a lot of interchange between the word rhythm and the word pattern in people's minds. And sometimes we think that our pattern is our rhythm. When I use the word rhythm, I'm thinking of what the overall broad structure is, which allows for a lot of different patterns to play in. And so what I'm trying to do is to instill an ear memory for the rhythm that allows you to find flexibility into what patterns you're playing. So it sounds like I didn't do quite a great job with that in the last class with you, because I left you with confusion on that. And I understand what you're saying. It is definitely a different experience to sing a filled rhythmic pattern, a filled pattern, than a non-filled pattern. And I'm vamping a little bit as I talk here to try and figure out how to help you break down that wall between them. One of the ways that I think is really helpful to do that is to take a pattern that you know and turn it into a rhythm. So practice converting your patterns to not hand alternation exercises, but to musical accents and inverting them. So for instance, if I learned this first one, this basic pattern, room, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap. What if I invert the hands as much as I can? So instead of room, tap, tap, I play tap, doom, doom. Invert the hand. Let's just see what happens if I go for this. It's tricky. I'm doing this very intellectually right now and not hearing it. I'm sort of trying to invent it. But this is a great example of what you find as a stumbling blocks. If you can turn your concept of a pattern into your concept of a rhythm that is something internal and felt and not imagined in the hands, I think it'll allow you to start creating new variations around it. Okay? The other thing is just to take these ideas I'm saying, any place you have a grouping of three, you can practice adding this piece of vocabulary. If you have 1, 2, 3, 1, just add anytime. Like practice filling these. If you have if it's open to subdivisions of 4, practice adding. Right, so that you always are inserting these into patterns and getting used to hearing new combinations. That's the best I can do right now. I'm going to come back to playing this pattern with y'all, and then we'll see if other ideas percolate to the surface for me. Any specific idea, any specific questions about playing this pattern I'm about to demonstrate right now? Any questions on that? All right, let's do it. Okay, is someone, I can't tell, did someone have something there?
Yeah, it's me, Matt. Can you just sing it once, very slowly?
Yes.
With the fill?
1 with the fill pattern. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Room to tatin to tatin to tatin to tat tat. Room doom tat. Room to tatin to tatin to tatin to tat tat. Toom toom tat. Room to tatin to tatin to tatin to tat tat. Room doom tat. All right. There it is for all posterity. Let's play a little bit. Let me just fix this. All right. Room tap 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 tap. So I'll let you really see my beater very good in my main window here. So you can see the difference between big strokes and little strokes, just visually. Here we go. 1, let's see. 1 and 2, 3. Okay, so you see the accents that I'm playing should give the same sort of basic feel as if we played it without the filled notes, right? Here it is without fills. Filled. Right, you can even add, before the boom boom bap, you can add 2 little ghosted switch notes into that. So it sounds like this. Okay, so that was a big, long geek out on filling variations and why, and that is super common and a big part of getting into the next level of shading and complexifying your patterns. We played a couple variations on Sasakro. Let's just remember them. Here's one. Room, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap a boom. Right? Just to end there. Tap a boom, room, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap a boom. And if we keep the rhythm in our head, this basic Lesno 7/8 rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Room, tap, 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 tap a boom, room, tap, 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 tap a boom, room, tap, 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 rap a boom, boom, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap a boom. I'm sorry, I sang it wrong there once. Let's just all play that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Here's our next variation. Very similar, just change in the last half, the last 2 beats of the bar. I'm just going to play along. Room, tap, 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 toom, 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 toom. Just toom, 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 toom to end. if you want to get really heavy and intense with it, you could leave your switch gently against the head instead of playing tunes. Just leave the switch there so it buzzes when you hit the beater. Everyone hear that? Just another sound, another texture available to us. Here's our last syncopation we talked about, which was so fun. Room, but tap, 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 boom, boom, tap, boom, room, but tap, tap. So it has some ghosted little switch notes in there. Room, but tap, room, but tap, 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 boom, boom, tatum, room, tap, 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 doom, doom, tatum. And I've noticed just now as I'm playing this that I enjoy filling that pattern not with 16th note ghosted notes, but with 8th note ghosted notes. Tap, 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 toom, toom, tap, toom, took tap, 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 tap. Right? I'll play that so you can hear it. Just provides some contrast to the fast little syncopations happening there. If I filled faster with the faster subdivisions, that would sound like this. Room, but to tap to tap to tap tap doom doom tap room, but to tap to tap to tap tap doom doom tap. It robs the syncopation of some of its magic and contrast, you know, if you add too much of the same thing in the rest of your pattern. So
Matt, can I ask a question very quickly?
Yeah.
Sure. Just on that last variation that you just did, you said the pattern, sorry, not the real. The pattern was room, but is it when I'm reading? And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm looking at sheet music, and it's room, boom, like. I just want to get the way you say it because yeah.
Oh, so I'm looking at this. Can you see that? The bottom stuff?
Yes.
And I am going to read it backwards through my paper and try and sing it right. So I'm saying room, room, boom. Room, boom, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap, boom. Room, boom, tap, 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 toom, toom, tap, boom. Now, there's a little bit of wiggle room between what's a toom and what's a boom. I'm doing a little bit of improvising in there in terms of the notation. It's actually written. If I can show you right here, I gotta put these down. In this last bar right here, it's written boom boom tap boom, but that's really just a mistake. Everywhere else you can see it's tooms, so that's why I was singing toom boom tap boom. Is that helpful?
Yes, and on the first variation, right at the end, you called it a tap a boom, but when I read it, it seems like it's a tap boom boom. Is that just the way you're saying it? Like I don't know, just.
Are you talking about this first variation?
Yeah, the ending. Yeah, he's called that a tap a boom.
I'm saying tap boom boom, tap boom boom. The last three notes, so it's toom toom tap a boom.
Yeah. Okay.
And, it's not just which syllables you use, it's obviously how you express them. I could say toom, toom, tapum, boom, right? And that's not the music, even though it's the right syllables. It's all about that toom, toom, tapum, boom, toom, tap, 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 toom, toom, tapum, boom, right? The syllables are a way of helping get to your, get from your brain to your hands quickly. But obviously, how you sing it, the audiology there is where the music is. Whew! So much fun geekery. Okay, going back now to where we started. Does anyone remember? No, Matt, you don't have time for those sorts of fun interrogative experiences. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play it. The Romska Gaida. Toom, tat, 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 toom, toom. And, yes, that's what we'll do right now. I know it feels very similar, and there's some confusing sound similarities between what we're about to play and what we've just played. See if you can not get confused by them and just hear this for what it is right now. Just in case people want to come back to this recording and learn some more, I'm going to play a few variations in there right now, just so they're documented in case you want to check them out. Whoops, no, see, this is what I'm talking about. I just went into 7. Forgive me, erase that from your memories. Here we go again. I'm getting off onto tangents that aren't relevant right now. Let us play the veli rhythm that grew for us out of this out of the Romska Gaida. And you know what? I'll just play for a second. I'll play veli. Let me get my sharing back together. And here we go, sharing audio only.
Ajde Velko! Ovdje Majko. Ajde legendo! Ajmo Velko šampione! Ajmo! Legendo!
Samo za saksofonist 2021! Veli šampion! Aplauz! Ajmo! Ajde veli šampione!
All right, so our pattern there, rum, rum tatum, tap, 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 rum tatum on the drum. talking about that rhythm in terms of how it relates to gaida, other kinds of gaida rhythms. If you think about the Romska gaida, so very different feels, but still both two-bar phrases, syncopated in the first half and then straightening out a little bit in the second half. Also, we talked about the sort of classic Macedonian gaida rhythm. Again, a syncopated first bar, a not syncopated second bar. And we were talking about how all those things relate. Any questions about Veli? Is that coming back for you? Do you remember that? I'm seeing some heads nod. All right. I'm going to play Veli, and then I'm going to just sit and loop each of the variations that we talked about a little bit so that you can play along and remember those. Here we go. 4 times through the basic and... So I ended back on the basic. Any questions about that? Cool. All right. So let's see if this is familiar to you. So I still have my share going, and cool. Listen to this. See if you remember it. And here we go. else? Cool. Let's sing that. That's a 4-bar pattern. That song is called Bomba. It was recorded by Elvis Edinovich and Demko King. And as always, all these notes are in the Google Drive link, that the class Zoom email. The class email with the Zoom link also includes the Google Drive link. So a little slower. Doom tat ta tat ta ta tat ta ta boom tat ta tat ta ta tat ta ta boom tat tat ta ta tat ta ta boom tat room tat boom tat boom tat ta tat ta ta tat ta ta boom tat ta tat ta ta tat ta ta doom tat ta tat ta ta tat ta ta doom tat room tat doom tat. So that's the 4-bar phrase 2 times. I'm going to sing it one more time. Toom tat ta tat ta ta tat ta ta toom boom tat ta tat ta ta tat ta ta toom tat ta tat ta ta tat ta ta toom tat room tat boom tat. Okay? Let's put it on our drums. I'm going to play it. I'll start it a little slow and sort of gradually speed it up. We'll play it through maybe 4 to 6 times. Here we go. Toom tat 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 tat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That's a fun one to play. Any questions about that one? Bomba. Recent hit. All right, so we have a little bit more time. I want to now address another question someone had. Kitty asked a really interesting question. Thinking about, she said basically in an email to me, is Cajake a 3-3-2 rhythm? So there are a couple elements of this question I want to pick apart for a second. When we say Cajake here in North America, and we're folk dancer type people not from, we're not musicians from the Balkans, generally what we mean is this 4/4 rhythm that we love so much, that has produced massive international brass band and Balkan and Roma music hits in the 60s, 70s, 80s, even into the 90s, and sometimes beyond. And the rhythm is generally doom tat tat doom tat tat, you know, some version of that. Right, but it's somewhere in the long, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short world. Okay, so if it's long, short in those ratios, we're talking a group of 3, a group of 3, a group of 2. Hence, Kitty's question: are drummers thinking 3-3-2 when they're playing Cajake? So, the first thing I want to say is, in the Balkans, Cajake really is a Roma word for dance music, and you'll have Cajake in 9 and 7 sometimes, and it might be a sasa. So just remember when we say Cajake, it's a very American perspective and a sort of our community perspective on that in terms of what that is. And I did a quick sort of test of myself on that. I searched my computer for MP3s that had the word Cajake in them, and I went listening through to them. And granted, this is an entirely unscientific approach, but very few of them actually had the rhythm we're talking about, the 3-3-2 rhythm. Many of them were nines, many of them were sasas. It was all over the place. Many of them were Romska Gaida, probably because I really love the bands from southern Serbia, and they play those rhythms a lot for their people. So then we've been talking about like this Lesna rhythm, the Sasakro rhythm, as a 3-2-2-7-8, right? That's how it's structured: a long, a short, a short. And so then it would make sense if you're thinking doom tat tat doom tat tat doom tat tat doom tat, that it's a 3-2-2. However, I want to posit here that the reason that rhythm that we're calling Cajake, and that sometimes in the Balkans musicians call rumba Cajake, the rhythm it's distinctive and fun and funky and characteristic is that it is a syncopation. So these 3-3-2 proportions are happening against something that is fundamentally in 2 in halftime, below it, right? So if we have toom ta ta toom ta 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 3-3-2 toom toom ta toom ta 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 ta toom ta. So that the grouping of 3, 3, and 2, while it is the accent, it's the pattern you're playing. I'm not quite sure it's the rhythm, right? It is a rhythm, but it's a syncopated rhythm. So there are lots of variations, and I will now just play a bunch of them, just in case you get curious and want to come back, right? Here's the sort of bare bones, elephants crossing the desert version of it. So I'll just play through a bunch of common variations. What else? If it gets a little faster. Messing around there, but those are all real typical rhythms that you would hear and that I have heard played by brass bands, by clarinet or saxophone led bands, etc. In recordings from, like I said, the 60s, 70s, 80s, even the early 90s. However, I feel that rhythm is not something you hear in new music that often coming out, and I feel that 3-3-2 syncopation is still very much at the heart of a lot of music that's in 2 or 4 out of the Balkans, but it's, I think, more commonly expressed in a couple of other ways. And since we have a little time, I'm going to do this because we started it. And I think it comes out more in the talava style now. And this is a two-bar pattern a two-bar talava pattern we've talked about in the class. So here's another chance to review. Everyone just listen to this. Tuned, tat, tat, tuned, tuned, tat, tat, tuned, tat, tat, tuned, tuned, tat, tat. Right, so that's, if I'm counting, if I'm clapping, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 3 and 4, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2. The second 3 does that very Balkan thing, if you have a group of 3, to accent the second one as well. 1, it's 1, but it's a grouping of 3. 3, 3, 2, 3, E, right? 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, right? So that's where that syncopation comes back. I'm not suggesting those rhythms are actually felt as 3-3-2 rhythms. I'm saying the opposite. You feel them over this boom, tack, tack, boom, boom, tack, tack, boom. Tack, tack, boom, boom, tack, tack. And that's what makes them compelling, is that syncopation and all the other syncopations that come up out of that. Questions about that?
Question, Matt.
Yeah.
On the sheet music for that talava, just the top one here, it's got, probably can't see my screen. It's got the, I don't know if you can
It looks like you're pointing at a coconut palm to me.
Hold on. This one here, where is it? It's got an ups. Let me turn off my background 1 second. Okay, video. Learn my background.
Man, if your background's off, where you live looks so beautiful. You should just keep it like that.
Oh no, there's blurred now. But can you see that? No, you can't.
Yes, yeah, I think I can almost see it. Let me pin you for a second. Oh no, I absolutely cannot see it. It's blurred, totally blurred. Oh, now I can see it. Now I can see it.
So they're all.
So back it up a little bit from the camera, and then I can see it. Okay, yeah. What's your question?
So, on some of them, on this one here, for example, the notes are upside down, just on one of them.
Yes.
Is that a different beat, or is that different?
It is absolutely arbitrary. It is a quirk of notational traditions. It means nothing whether the flag goes up or down. And I'm sorry for the confusion on that. I'm sorry, whether the stem goes up or down does not change anything about the sound.
And on the first class we had, because I went back and watched it, you said you had a favorite rhythm of all time, and Jess tried to guess it, and it was like rum dum reket 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 teka dum reket reket. Would you mind explaining that? You said it's your favorite rhythm, so.
Oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? I said I had a favorite rhythm of all time.
Yeah, it's a.
Oh! Was it this? Was it this? If I know myself, let's see. It's like a new game show. How well do you know Matt Moran? Now playing Matt Moran. Was it that?
There was. I'll actually tell you now because I wrote it down. There was one that she tried to guess it, and that was she sang it as room deka dum reka 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 teka dum reka reka, and you said no. That's another one of your favorite.
Okay. I remember what you're talking about. I was asking what the most sort of common default talava rhythm of all time is, and Jess took a guess, and Jess sang a sasa, like what I consider like a sasa type thing. I think that's my memory, if my memory's not wrong.
That's right. Yeah, she tried to guess.
And
she tried to guess
and
it.
I said, okay, I was actually thinking of this one, which is the one we just played.
Okay.
So I hope that I have handled that correctly. And any of you can email me at any time and ask questions and follow up. I'm happy to get into the weeds with you. Matt@mattmoran.com, MattMoran.com will come right to me. And you know what? Before, am I still sharing? Yes, I'm still sharing audio. Let's just listen to a little bit of this song, Kochana Havası. It's a great example of this two-bar phrase. And it starts with some goofiness, and I'll just try and get through this. Change up and they go to a different rhythm, which is a great indication of like, right, this new rhythm has a deep, heavy emphasis on beat 3. And so you know that they're not thinking of this as a 3-3-2 rhythm. That 3-3-2 is a syncopation against this 1, 2, 3, 4 that they're playing on. And we'll just listen to a little bit more. You can hear a little bit more of that. It pains me to stop that, but I am going to stop it because I want to talk and play about a bunch of stuff here. So, you know, you can tell, you can really hear that that's really in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's lots of musical indicators, a backbeat, boom, chat, chat. There's like hand clap sounds on that. It's clearly in 4. Here's another thing that we listened to at the introduction to a class. This is well, it's a modern tune. Is it talava? I think most people consider it a sort of a talava song. Let's go back and see if we can handle my share and find it in the drive and listen to it. And this is the Mladi Kristali Oro 2011 in the drive.
Hey Miche, मारूफ का ना आज जैसी चोबिया जोरोवे तू जाने का ना रोवे मैं निर्विसारामा Allah ile kapagaf sa mere sami chavi kana mangavi musica Mladi Kristali pare azi bashali ego chengo horo Başarılı çıkanami Cajake. Haydi Azad başal kuva saksafon.
So just a reminder, I'm playing this as an example of syncopated rhythms, modern syncopated rhythms that are in that 3-3-2 syncopation, right? These are more common now than the sort of rumba chochek variations. But listen, you'll hear what this fake, and by fake I mean fake in the best sense of the word, fake Tapan player, dhol player is playing. It's the electronic stuff. But against it, you have electronic hand claps heavy on 1 and 3, which really are like, okay, cool. He's playing against that steady 2 as a syncopation. Keep listening to this for a second. There's just one in there that's too sweet not to talk to you guys about. Let's just geek out for a second. Come with me on this magical mystery tour if you wish, or just hang out. It's a little complicated, but it's so cool. So let's see, I'll do it like this. If we're talking about a 2-bar phrase, doom, tack, tack, doom, goom, tack, tack. Okay, what the drummer is doing there is not playing 1 and playing triplets into. Wait, let me just sing it. Doom, tack, 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 doom, tack, tack. So I guess that's. Let's see. Let's make a phrase. Doom, tack, tack, doom, doom, tack, 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 doom, doom, tack, tack, doom. So we're replacing the first bar of the phrase with this syncopation. Tack, 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 tack. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 2, and a 4, and. So we don't play 1 or 3. We play 1 and a 2, and a 4, and. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay? So if we put it into context, make a 4-bar phrase, 2 bars of basic, 2 bars of variation. Let's do it for the whole 2 bars. It makes a better phrase, I think, and it's easier to play and understand. 1, 2, 3, 4. things you can do with it if we take that rhythm and we make it into different patterns, use different hands in different places. Let's just go back and hear that. Let's listen to that section. I don't know exactly where it is, but I'll try and find it for you and allow you to hear that. I'll go back 10 seconds or so. Raise your hand if you hear it happen. Any other little details in there that anyone's hearing that they want to dig into? Oh, we're over time. Never mind. I withdraw the offer. I was so excited about that. So look, we have done a fairly interesting nexus of deep dive into both Tapan technique and modern Roma sax and brass band sort of stuff coming out of the Balkans these days. It's been a lot of fun for me. I hope it's been worthwhile for you both musically and tapanistically. And as I said, follow up anytime. Make sure you are paying attention to what the online class offerings are from the EFC, because it's really a unique and invaluable resource to do this stuff in the English language. And I'm very proud of the organization for everything it has to offer, and I want more people to enjoy it and take care of it. So yeah, feel free to come off mute and just say whatever you want to say if you want, but I am looking at the chat. Thank you so much for coming and attending every week and checking out the recordings, those of you who have had to do it that way. Appreciate all your attention. And I think we're going to wrap it up unless anyone has any last itching, burning questions.
Thanks so much for doing this, Matt, and thanks for putting all this into it. I couldn't even play full out tonight because I'm at my dad's in Maryland and I didn't bring my drum with me, and I just brought two tiny little sticks because they're in their 90s and I didn't want to go boom boom boom, you know. But it was fun to sort of audit.
I saw you air drumming there, and I think that's a great way to take advantage of the class. And you know, thank you for mentioning that, because as drummers, as Tapan players, we all have these beautiful calves placed perfectly. If we're sitting down, if you're sitting in a chair, your calves are just in the perfect place to be practicing your Tapan strokes. And it really is just a gift from the gods to us that we can practice quietly and with immediate physical sensation and know whether we're doing it right or not. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Hope to see you around, and you know, make sure you come to a camp, a Balkan music and dance workshop that the EFC does, because we get so deep into it.
Matt, can I ask one quick question?
Yes.
On that sheet music for that Kwachani Havasi, I just want to confirm the X's are ghosted notes.
Correct. Yeah.
I think they were from memory, but.
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know if we're hearing each other. The X's mean it's a ghosted note.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nice to see you again, Chris. Thanks for keeping me honest here.
Sure. I'll see you on the next series.
Great. Take care.
Bye.
And if anyone wants to hang out and chat for a minute or two, I have